Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everyone. I hope that you are all doing well. Today's session is going to be inshallah direct and straightforward, especially for tackling the main features of Blackboard, especially for instructors using it for the first time. Now, if I want to access Blackboard, I can just go to the official website of Al-Imam University. I can go to الأنظمة الإلكترونية, and from there I can go to نظام التعلم الإلكتروني Blackboard. Once I click نظام التعلم الإلكتروني, I'm going to have this page. From here, you're going to have your username and password. The username, without, I mean, Imam University Edusa, the username and password, and you can log in. If you face any problems, you can just send a ticket through تواصل to عمد تقنية المعلومات. Now, before logging in, you need to change the language from this W. You can change the language if you want it to be in English, so please change it before you log in. Now, once you log in and you access Blackboard, this is the page that's going to appear to you. So again, I'm going to share it with you. So here is the page, the home page of Blackboard. You will find all your courses available on this home page. I'm going to go to any class, any course I have, for example, this one. This is the home page of the course. And this is what I really need to care about. Now, in the home page of the course, I have in the left here what we call the course menu. Most of the work will be here. Down here, I have the control panel. In the control panel, I have also, I can use many of the tools here, course tools. They are the same here, tools, and here tools. They are the same, so I can have access to them from here or from here. I can also go to the grade center, where I can find the student, correct the student assignments, exams, and anything. Calculate the average, and I mean like Excel sheet. Here you will find the modules, what we call the course modules. You can add or remove any course module you want from here. For example, I can add or remove, I can remove alerts, I can add the bookshelf, I can add or remove whatever I want, and then click OK. Usually, why they are important, the modules here, why they are important? Because these, the modules you choose here are going to appear to your student once they access your course. So, for example, I usually choose my announcement because I need my student to pay attention to the announcement I posted, or what they needs to do, or what needs attention, or a dictionary if I want to add to them. Now, this is regarding modules. Now here about customizing the page, changing the color or anything. Now here I have edit mode is on. Make sure that it is on. If you want to make changes to your course, make sure that it is on. Here, make the course available or unavailable. Let's say that you finish the course and you want to make it unavailable, so you can just click make unavailable. But here the course, here you can see that the lock is open. It means that it's unlocked. Here it's available. Here you can change the color theme, and from here you can preview you can student preview. If you are in doubt about something, if you want to see how things appear to your student, you can go to this one. This is a very helpful feature, actually. Now, as I told you before, most of the work is going to be here. This is the course menu. In the course menu, I have the name of the course, الرقم المرجعي ورقم الشعبة. I have the home page. This is the home page. I have the information where I can add my syllabus. I have the content where I can add the presentations, if I want the exams, virtual classrooms, or I can have them separate, as I'm going to show you, inshallah. Here I have discussions. If I have a discussion board or a forum, if I want to divide my students, my class into groups, I can have groups. And here I have tools. And tools, I have everything I need. I mean, regarding virtual classrooms, Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, or announcements, or blogs, wikis, or journals, or sending email if I want to send to a particular student telling her about makeup exam or absence or whatever. If I want to source message I can do all of these from tools. And help, if I need anything, I can just click help and it's going to direct me to the Blackboard help. It's really helpful. It has a lot of videos and explanation. Now, I have these. If I want to add any page or any link, I can add it from the plus here. I can reorder, change the order, refresh everything from here. From for each course tool or course page or content page, I can rename it. Like for example here, information, I want to rename it to syllabus. I can also hide it. For example, if it's an exam, I can hide it and then make it available. I can deny guests. If we have guests, I can delete it. خلاص, I don't want, I want to use it, I can delete it. For example, here, I have groups and discussion. Let's say I don't want my student to be distracted the first time they use Blackboard, so I'm going to hide this one, the discussions and the group, and then after 2 weeks or so, I can make them available. Now, this is the course I want to have a virtual classroom. My class, the lecture is going to be after 3 days or so, or next week. How can I have my own virtual classroom? I'm going to go to tools, and from tools I'm going to go to Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, I'm going to create a session. So I can go to create session and I can name it, for example, lecture number 1 or lecture number 2. I'm going to specify, if I want to have a link for this lecture, I need to check guest access. And the guest role is going to be participant. And after saving it, I'm going to have the link. This is if I want to have the link. I'm going to specify the time and the date. Here I have the option to make it a session, or if I want to repeat the session, if I had just like a schedule. And if I want to allow entry before, starting the time of the session, 15 minutes, for example, before, 30, 45, whatever, I can choose from here. Once I click create, I can have the link. I can copy it and send it to my students. I can send it through email if I have their emails, or I can send it through announcement that I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to say save. So here we have lecture number 2. This is the session of lecture number 2 saved. I want to send it to a student. I'm going to go to tools again. I'm going to go to announcements. I'm going to create announcement. I'm going, for example, to say tomorrow's lecture. I will write, for example, tomorrow's lecture and so on. I'm going to have the hyperlink, source URL. I'm going to paste it here, click submit, and then click submit, and again submit, and it's going to be available here. I'm going to say no date restricted. And if I want it to be emailed to my student, I can say send a copy of this announcement immediately. So my students will get a notification if they link in their mobile in their emails about this session, and I can click submit. Also, I can have a link in the course itself. For example, this is Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. I'm going to browse. I'm going to have Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, then I'm going to click submit, and the announcement will be sent to my students immediately. So once I click submit, you will find the announcement here. So this is the announcement. Once any student clicks this link, it's going to direct her to the virtual classroom, even if she doesn't access Blackboard, or even if she doesn't have access to Blackboard, she will be able to attend. Now, if I want to delete this announcement, because here it is sent already to my students, so I'm going to delete it. So I'm going to delete it. Now I sent an announcement to my students. I'm going to go back to the session itself. And I'm going to start my lecture. So I'm going to say join session. Once I join the session, I'm going to share it with you. Yes. So here is my session, my virtual classroom. From above here, I have the name of the lecture, and I can record the lecture from here. So if you want to record a lecture to make, to have it as a reference for your student, once you start the lecture, click start recording, and before you finish, before you leave the session, stop the recording to be saved as a reference for your students. So here I have start recording. Here I have the different options when it comes to reporting issues and privacy policy. Down here, I have my status and setting. Here it tells me about the strength of the connection. It's going to tell me as well for the strength of the connection of my students. And if I want to have any of that, I can hear about the sound, sharing the audio, sharing the video, and here if a student wants to raise her hand. Where can I find the chat, the students who are attending the lecture? Here. So here I can find the chat. I can write anything and send it. The student can also write in the chat if I allow them to do so, if I specify this in the setting. And here where I can find the students. Beside the name of each student, I click the connection, her connection. I can also make her a presenter. I can mute her. I can, for example, if they have presentation, instead of sending me the presentation, presenting it by myself, each student can share the screen of her laptop and present her own presentation. I can make some of the student moderators moderating the chat or the attendance or whatever. From here, I can mute all the students. I can detach the panel. For example, if I want to have a look at the attendance and a look at the same time at the chat, I can do this through this way, detaching the panel. I can also find attendee if I want to find a specific student, if I have, for example, a large number of students. Now here I'm going to have it merged again. Now this is when it comes to chat and attendance. Now it comes to sharing files, I can share any file from here. I can share the black whiteboard. I can have the pointer. I can write something. I can write something or draw something, whatever I want. When it comes to sharing the application screen, I can share the entire window, my entire window, or application window. For example, if I'm opening a document, Word document, a PDF, I can share it here, or a Chrome tab like here. So for example, I can choose this one. I can then share it. I can also share files. If I have a presentation, I can just, my desktop, for example, I can drag it, add the file here. You can see that it's uploading. And I have the presentation or the slides, and share it with my students once it finishes uploading. So here I can click this one. I click share now. I can share any window I want. I can move and share the windows or the slides with my students. Now here in the my settings, I have control. It comes to the volume, and also I can control the notification settings. Now, like for example, when someone joins the session, or someone posts a chat message, or the captioning, or raises a hand, what notification do I want? Is it a pop-up notification, audio, or in the browser? It's going to be here. You can decide what you want here. Usually, when it comes to raising hand, I usually prefer to have it as audio. When it comes to chat, it's just collaborate pop-up notification. It's going to appear, and you can change any of the. You can change it the way you prefer. I finished my classroom, my virtual classroom. I finished the lecture. What can I do? As I told you, if you have already started recording the lecture, then you need to click stop recording before you leave, and then go to leave session. Once you leave, here it tells you about your experience, and here it's over. The session is over, and you can close the browser. Now I'm going to share the screen again with you. Okay. So here's the lecture. You can view who attended and who didn't from view reports. When you click this one, you're going to see the student who joined the session and when exactly they joined the session and how many times they join it. For example, sometimes some students face a problem or connection problems. You can view all the reports here. How many times the student joined, the time she joined, when she left, and all the details. Now, when you record the lecture, you're going to find it here in recordings. You'll find all the lectures you record and recordings. Now, instead of sending announcement every now and then, every lecture to your students, sending them the link, you can add the tool link here, name it, for example, lectures or muhadarat or whatever. and link it to Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Make it available to your student and click Submit. Since it is here now, the student can access lectures immediately from here. So you don't need to send them announcement every lecture. Tell them, for example, that each Monday at 11 o'clock as the schedule, as your schedule, at 11 o'clock, you will find the sessions here in the course menu, and show them the way they can find it. Put it in the course menu, so it's going to be available, and students can access the lectures easily from here. Now, this is when it comes to lectures. For example, I want to have it up, so I can move it here. Now, these are the lectures. All the lectures the student can, if for example, Monday at 11 o'clock, they need to go to lectures, and they will find the session here. They just click this one, and they click join, and they can click. Or if you prefer to send them an announcement, great. Now, when it comes to the syllabus, here I can go to syllabus. How can I add a syllabus? I can add a syllabus from build content. Now, when it comes to the syllabus and content, or the information and content, because we changed the name, they have the same, we call it content area. This is what we call content area. If you notice here, we call it content area. The content area, from the content area, I can add item, file, or folder. I can have test, assignments, self and peer assessment, mobile compatible test or surveys. From the tools, I have discussion board, forums. If I want, for example, to ask my student a question, post a question, and ask them to discuss it or to participate. Blogs, when, for example, I have a research, I have project, any project I want student to document their progress, and their colleagues can comment on them. I can have blogs, journals, like when I have a daily journal or a weekly journal, keeping a student assignment in one place. Wikis, if I have, for example, a collaborative work and I want my students to work collaboratively, I can have wiki groups. If I want to divide my students into groups, and the system here allows me to divide my students the way you prefer. You can ask the system to divide them randomly, or you can divide your student by yourself as an instructor manually, or you can ask them to join themselves into groups. You'll have, for example, they will have the list of the names, and they can self-enroll in any group they want. And all the tools, the other tools. Now let's go to having a syllabus, building my own syllabus. I already had this one. Going to delete it so we can do it again. So I'm going to go to build content. I'm going to go to syllabus. I'm going to name it, for example, semantics syllabus. I can create a new syllabus using already built-in template in Blackboard, or I can use existing file by browsing my computer. So I'm going to browse my computer. I'm going to upload the file, and then I'm going to submit. Now, here I have the standard options. You will find the options, these options, in any file, in any file that you're going to upload. Permit users to view this content, yes. If I want to make it available to my student, I'm going to say yes. If I don't want so, I can say no. And you can change any of the options. For example, you made a mistake and you want to edit something, you can change it later on, so don't worry. Track number of views. If I want to check how many students view the syllabus, you can say yes. If I want to select date and time restrictions, if you want it to appear in a specific time, and then after that it disappears, you can choose the time. But usually we leave them as they are by default. Now here I have my own. I have the course syllabus. The student can click it, upload it, and click it and download it from here. Now I have the syllabus and information or syllabus. If I want to add the lecture, I can go to content, and I can go to item, and I can upload the presentation, for example, presentation. But I usually prefer arranging my the course content and based on folders. So I'm going to name it, for example, Unit 1. And Unit 1 is about sentence and proposition, let's say, for example. So I'm going to have, these are the same options. Then I'm going to click Submit. So this is the folder here, the folder for Unit 1. Inside the folder for Unit 1, I can have the presentation. So I can have, for example, I can say presentation, and then I can browse my computer. I can add the presentation here and permit users to view this content, the same options. Click Submit. So here, the presentation is available, and the student can download it. If, let's say, for example, I have 2 classes, and I want the present, okay, if I made a mistake, a change, I want to move, I want to make a copy, I can do anything from this small arrow here. If I made a mistake, I want to change something, I can edit it. If I want to make it unavailable until certain time, I can make it unavailable. Adaptive release, advanced. These, for example, if you want some to be shown to your student after doing something, and the metadata, statistics, and anything. Now I copy, move, and delete. A very important feature here is copy. Let's say, for example, I'm teaching syntax for 2 classes. Anything I upload in this one, I want to copy it to the other class, to the second class, I mean. So I can, this is the presentation and class 42. Class 42 and the presentation. I want to have this presentation as well in the second class, so I can click copy. I can go to the other class, 43. I'm going to browse. I'm going to put it in the content, and then include links and make copies of attached and embedded files. Then I'm going to click Submit. Now, if I go to class 43, here, for example, I'm going to find the presentation there. Now here in Unit 1, we created a presentation. I want to create, for example, let's say a video. I had a video or audio or image, or I can have web link from here. Let's have a video, for example. I have sentence, proposition, and utterance, for example. Okay, I can have the video by browsing my computer, or browsing the course, or browse Mashup from the YouTube. I can have it, for example, here. I can choose Go, and it's going to search for the YouTube view that I'm looking for. So for example, let's imagine that I want this one. I can say select, and then I can click submit. Now here, the video is available for my students. I uploaded a presentation, a video explaining the lecture. For more information, I'm going to give them an assignment. I'm going to go to assessment, and I'm going to go to assignment. I'm going to, for example, assignment number 1. I'm going to write the instructions here. Any instructions, the references that I want them to check, any instructions about this assignment, or I can also browse instructions from my computer or browse files as well. Now here the due date, the deadline that I want to specify for this assignment. I'm going to click tick. It's going to you're going to, for example, specify the date and time. Points possible, how many marks? Let's say 2 marks. From here, I can add a rubric. I can select a rubric if I have already built one, or I can create a new one. Even if you can create a new one. You can decide the percentage for each column or criteria, all the details. Now here's submission. For example, let's have a look at creating a new rubric, and I'm going to share the window with you. I can name it, for example, essay rubric, let's say. I can build it and make it available for all my courses, not only for syntax, for example. Now, for example, formatting here, I don't want formatting, I want content. I can change it here. I can change the way, the percentage, everything. I can control everything. I can add rows, columns. I can change the level of achievement. I can add, write description for each rubric. And then I can click submit, and it's going to be available for other courses as well. Now let's share the window, the assignment window again, here, this one. So if I add the rubric, it's going to be shown to my student. Now submission details here. Assignment type, individual submission. Because I don't have a group submission, it's going to be individual submission. Number of attempts, single attempt, usually. Especially, if your students are not familiar with using Blackboard, make it multiple attempts. Let's say, for example, 2, because especially the first week, second week, or first assignment, second assignment, you will face problems. Some students don't know, some students send the file while it's empty. So to avoid these problems, allow having multiple attempts, not only one attempt. Now, if you have multiple attempts, the system will ask you which one you want to grade. Is it the last one, the highest, the lowest? Which one you want to count? So you can choose which one. Now, very important thing when it comes to plagiarism tools. Check submission for plagiarism using SafeAssign. Yes, please. I want to check my student assignment, the similarity index and reports. I want to check them. Here, allow students to view SafeAssign original report for their attempts. If I want my students to see the result of SafeAssign, the plagiarism tool, if I want them to see it. Now, the last one here, exclude submissions from institutional and global references databases. So please, on this one. Why? Because we want the submission of our student or the assignment of our student to be stored in one database. If it is stored in one database, SafeAssign, the plagiarism tool here, can check if a student answer is similar, for example, to a previous answer, an answer from from a student from the previous cohort. Some students, took the assignments from previous cohorts, just give them to you. Now, if you want to check this, you can exclude. Don't check this one. Keep it unchecked. Now, grading options. Enable anonymous grading if you want the student names to be hidden. Check this one, and you can specify the time. Enable delegated grading if we have assistant, the course itself. Availability, when do you want your assignment to be available? All the time, make the assignment available all the time, or limit the availability. Now, track number of views, if you want to see how many students view this assignment. And then you can click submit. Now, once you click submit, you'll find the assignment here. So we have a presentation, a video, and an assignment. You can arrange your course the way you want. For example, here I arrange it this way without folders. And another course I put them here. For example, I put the lectures here, the self exercises, and the course menu so that the student can access them easily here. You can arrange it, as I told you, the way you prefer. For example, here another course, I arrange it into this one, for example. Yeah, into folders. Each folder, for example, I have the discussion forum, for example, I have the presentation, the video, the individual assignment. For each unit, I have this one. I have the group assignment. Let's go, for example, to the discussion forum to show you how you can have it. For example, here you can just write the question and you will receive your student answer. Then you can ask your student to elaborate and give you examples, and they will give you, each student can rate the student answer, and so on and so forth. This is when it comes to discussion. Now let's go back to our course, the assignment we did here, and the content in the second class here. So this is the assignment and the presentation and everything. Now I want to check how everything is going on, how it's shown to my student. I'm going to go to the second, student review. Now this is the way, and you can see student review mode is on. You can see that what appears here, all the modules that I chose appear to my student. You can see that the course menu appears to my student, but the control panel does not appear. For example, from here, she can find the lectures. From here, she can find the syllabus. And from here, she can find the assignments. If you want to have the assignment here, and usually prefer it here as a course menu, as an icon in the course menu, it's better to have it, to make it easier for a student to find it. Now let's see how the assignment looks like to my students. I'm going to click assignment to see. Yes, this is the way the assignment appears to our student. Here's the due date or the deadline and the mark. The student here, I'm just acting like a student. I can give a submission. I can have my own submission. I can write the submission as a student here. write the answer of the assignment, or I can upload it from my computer. Once as a student finish uploading my assignment or writing my assignment, I'm going to click submit. So here it's telling me that it's blank. Now, if this student submits the assignment, please tell her to make sure that she receives this ribbon window. Success, your submission appears on this page. This means that I successfully received her assignment and I will be able to correct it. Because you will face, I mean, sometimes the student will tell you, I submitted my assignment, but I didn't see a mark or a grade. So tell her, please, to make sure that the submission was successful by waiting until the page reloads and she receives this submission, telling her that her submission is successful. Now, we have already discussed the creating a virtual classroom, uploading the content, creating an assignment. Now, tomorrow for the second session, inshallah, Dr. Iman will be talking about the exams and the grade center, where you can correct in the grade center, as I showed you here. In the grade center, you can correct the student assignment and you can correct the test. So till then, goodbye.